Welcome first-time listeners and returners to the Sports Deli. Hey everyone, we want to give a special shout out to our sponsor of the Sports Deli, SportRx. You can go online and check them out at sportrx.com, or you can call them up at 888-831-5817. That's SportRx is the number one leader in sports prescription eyewear. You can use Jonathan Wexler. You went and got coffee, John?
Yeah, earlier this morning.
Wow, is that Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah.
Wow. What do you get?
Well, this is a latte. Normally during the week I get iced coffee. On the weekends I get lattes. Oh. Ira's not mowing the lawn early today.
Hairspray or mousse, John? John, can you even spell mousse?
No. So is Ohio State going to get in 6 games? No.
They have to play the last 2 without any cancellations.
You mark my words. If the other team comes down with COVID, they're going to be flying in like Western Kentucky for like $1 million.
I want to spend a few minutes with a special dedication in loving memory of Arnie Robinson, who I had the honor and good pleasure of working with at San Diego Mesa College. And he won the gold medal at the 1976 Olympics in Montreal. He was a global figure in the world of track and field. He was in Sports Illustrated. The most recent article is in the San Diego Union Tribune. You can check it out online. Besides all that, the greatest human being that you could ever meet. So rest in peace, Arnie. Love you, man. And thanks for making me a better person, a better professional. For showing everybody what humility and being humble means, and you're going to be sorely missed. And we're very excited to now bring in our featured guest for today's podcast, Kevin Eastman. He reads a minimum of 2 hours a day, and he's here to discuss his incredible journey, including his new book, Why the Best Are the Best. Coach, we're honored that you're here today, and welcome to the Sports Deli.
Hey, fellas.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, Coach.
How are you?
Real good. We're excited.
No, my pleasure to join you guys.
This is cool.
People think when they hear that I read 2 hours a day, first they think it's a lie, and secondly they think it's always books. And in fact, it's not a lie. There are times where I might read 3-4 hours a day. I'm actually reading some articles right now about the Miami Heat culture. Eric Spoelstra's a friend.
Right.
I have to go into what I call my WILT notebook. And WILT is an acronym for What I Learned Today. Mm-hmm. You know, we were joking about, you had Jay Billis on earlier, and Jay's a friend, and he may be the consummate learner. He is even still trying to figure out how he can be more efficient with his word choice, how he can articulate his thoughts better. It's just who he is. Right?
When you transitioned from college to the pros, and you got that opportunity, what was the biggest shock?
I mean, everyone asks me or says to me, it must have been fun coaching Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, future Hall of Famers, right? Or even Shaq when we had him. But what you find out about Hall of Famers is they put Hall of Fame demands on your knowledge. I read an article during the playoffs, during the bubble, where Duncan Robinson, the kid who really had a good bubble,
started at D3.
Yeah, he went up to Eric Spoelstra one day in the bubble and said, I just feel like I don't belong here.
What I read that you said when Doc Rivers came into the locker room during the practice when they acquired Kevin Garnett during that championship season, and you've talked about how Doc Rivers came in and he said something that was so powerful and long-lasting. And how did you feel when Doc broke down crying at the press conference?
Well, great leaders have relationships with those they lead. And if your relationships are strong enough, you can have deep conversations with those people. I could probably ask Doc anything about this Black Lives Matter movement, situation, challenge that we're in, because our relationship is deep.
Coach, between George Floyd and the COVID that we're all in, doing the way we're doing this interview, via Zoom, how has your training changed?
You're muted, John.
That could be a good thing.
That's right.
Exactly.
Definitely with John.
Yeah, exactly. Talking about with Doc, when Doc took over for the Clippers, obviously he's taken over a Sixers team that's won a lot, but are not known as winners. How do you think that team will be different?
Players, before I transition to Kobe and Steve Nash, I've heard JJ Redick talk about, and John mentioned him, talk about reinventing himself and work ethic. But he's talked about that Clippers team loaded and how he's just bummed. Is there anything that you learned from that team that was so loaded and had so many great parts to it that just couldn't get over the hump?
When the best are coupled with the best and are competing against the best, you have to get your agendas right.
Kobe, obviously, the loss of him was great, and far-reaching on so many levels in the women's game, and for his girls and his family. And you worked with him. Talk about his level of commitment to mastering things and just who he was, and give people some insight into Kobe Bryant a little bit.
You were Division I basketball coach, and obviously at the highest levels in the NBA as an assistant. And you brought up Kevin Garnett and Kobe Bryant. One of the things they have in common is they didn't go to college. They came right from high school, and the rules have changed since. What's your take on looking at it both ways? Are we wasting time with a one and done?
The question that kept coming up in my head is, why are the best the best? I started out with, I think, 92. And I whittled it down, because you can't do a book with 92 chapters. Like, I'm not reading that.
It would be Obama's new book.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly. The people who have become their best or the best, they live these words every day. Big difference.
One of the big things nationally is students of color in first gen. Most are behind nationally in applying to colleges because they're not getting the advising that they're used to. There's a rhythm to that.
Steve Nash, and you've worked with him, and how you feel like he's going to be as a head coach. And Blake Griffin, I've just been amazed at how he's evolved, and what hand did you have in that? Because
getting back to Kobe, the story goes, when we were doing a camp with Nike, one of the coaches wanted to go over and visit and watch one of his workouts at 4 a.m. He said, Kobe, let me just ask you one thing. You're the best player in the world. Why are you working on such simple drills? And he said, that's why. With Steve, and he said, a good point guard finds solutions. Number one, how will he do? I think here's what I think happens here's what I think the best leaders do. First off, they understand that they don't know everything, and they're not an expert on everything. The year we won it with Boston in 2008, we played 111 games that year, and we were together 287 days. And what you'll find in pro sports is maybe the most important thing you do is how you build relationships. Every word that comes out of Pop's mouth, you don't say in church. Right? And those guys love him.
Okay, let's get to the this or that segment, John's favorite part of the podcast. So these are rapid fire, Coach. Okay, so you gotta get through them quickly here. All right, Rajon Rondo as a world champion, as a Celtic or a Laker? Garnett or Anthony Davis?
I'm staying. You know how you go in and you vote all Democrat, all Republican? Yeah.
I'm straight line vote, Coach.
I ain't saying this. I ain't saying that. I ain't saying anything. What I'm going to say is green.
Okay.
But Larry did have one of the first step backs that nobody ever talks about. Everybody talks about Harden, but Larry's step back was amazing. All right, best motivational speaker, Arnold Schwarzenegger or Tony Robbins? All right, Woolworths or Kresge's department store? Okay. Jeff Van Gundy or Bill Walton as an announcer? All right, what was tougher for you to handle, Martin Luther King's death or JFK's?
Yet I read more about the Malcolm X's and the Martin Luther King's.
Waffles, pancakes, or French toast?
Yeah, but the waffles, you don't get the whole piece because they got those little dents in them.
But that lets the butter sit in them, Coach. That lets the butter sit in, and then everything gets in. It makes it a value meal. It makes it adds to it more. Because when you do it on the French toast, the butter can slide off much more.
Did you see Hoosiers?
I'll take Hoosiers.
Okay, there we go. There's the winner.
Who's Hoosiers?
Belichick or Lombardi? Gino Auriemma or Pat Summitt? Definitely. Popovich or the Zen Master? Wow. All right, this is the last question. Very important. Now, if say you're an NBA head coach one day and you have a position open as a special assistant to the head coach, do you hire John or me?
And then if neither of you accept that, I'm going to hire a good coach.
Hey, there you go. Exactly.
That's right.
That's the
Awesome.
best answer. 3 is the best answer.
Everyone, it's been an amazing time sharing space with you, and we're really honored that you came and did this for us.
Oh, no, gosh, the pleasure's mine. Seek wisdom from those who came before you, because that wisdom, if you really put thought to it, can set a direction for you. More about my Twitter is not, where I went to the bathroom and how well it went, as much as it is leadership, teamwork, culture, success, next step areas of your life that you can improve. It's kind of bullets and quick hits on that.
What's been the success to your marriage? And anything we can do for you, please don't hesitate to ask. And stay safe and enjoy the NBA season. And best of luck with your book and everything that you're doing, Coach.
Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it. See you.
All right. Take care, Coach. Thanks. We want to thank Kevin Eastman again for coming into the Sports Deli today and getting some of that karma from us. And for Dr. J and Coach K, I am Hootie Hoot. If you want to find out more information about Coach Eastman's book, Why the Best Are the Best, you can go to his website at kevineastman.net. You can follow him on Twitter at Kevin Eastman and on Instagram at Kevin Eastman Speaking. Again, condolences to Arnie Robinson's family. And Arnie, we love you. You're an amazing person, and it was an honor to know you. Rest in peace, my brother. Peace.